Today, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas officially disclosed 2 trips he took back in 2019 paid for by a Republican mega donor. It came out as part of a new financial filing. It's also fueling the call for sweeping ethics reform for judges on the nation's highest court. So let's go ahead and bring in our chief legal analyst, Rhodes. Walk us through the problem here with these kinds of donations.
I don't think we have enough time to walk through the problems with any of this that's happening, right? So what I can tell you is that anytime that you are asking any organization to self-regulate, it's a problem. And so attorneys within their profession is a self-regulating body. If I see another attorney doing something wrong, I have a duty and obligation affirmatively to report them. If I don't, I can use my license. We're self-policing. But the problem is that we're self-policing and there's no enforcement. Actually, where you're saying you can turn in yourself and you can determine what the punishment is. So when they came out with these ethics rules a few months ago, they said, hey, I have an obligation to determine if I'm going to tell you what these disclosures are, because you have to make disclosures. But I can decide if it's something that should make me recuse myself and what type of relationship needs to be disclosed or can't. That's problematic because you have folks like Alito that are taking payments. He's talking about payments from 2019. That's an in-kind contribution that you clearly should have talked about back in 2019. I understand that these are all happening now, but the problem is that you have a duty to report them even before these ethics rules came out. So because you failed to report, there should be some type of punishment for the failure to report from 5 years ago. But there won't be any.
Well, so, I mean, to that point, what kind of ethics reform do you think we need? We have the rules that came out that you mentioned, but what else needs to be done to make sure things kind of stay in line here?
I don't want to go as far as saying there needs to be a governing body that goes over top of the Supreme Court, because you don't want them to act like they can't move within within the confines of their office. They're the highest office in the court in the country. But I can say that there needs to be some type of at least oversight committee to say, okay, you have to turn in your annual, reports. You made some type of error. You didn't make an error. You just made an omission. What is the punishment for that omission? And there needs to be some type of outside agency that helps them create what those punishments look like, because the self-reporting and the self-policing is not a problem if you have rules that actually give you some type of punishment or discouragement from doing this in the future. But if you know that nothing can happen, that all I have is these rules that we've created and no one's going to come in and enforce any type of potential punishment, it's not deterring the potential from this happening again. So I would like to see an oversight committee to oversight what their own punishments could be or should be.
And usually there are groups like that, but we'll see what comes out of this reform, if anything really at all. Khalif, thanks.